और सबसे मैं पहले दावत देना चाहूँगा उन सबों में से सबसे जवान इंसान को जो 86 ईयर्स की उम्र में आज भी नॉन स्टॉप थिएटर का काम करने में लगा है, और उसी जोश के साथ जैसे 65 साल पहले वो किया करता था जब वो मैसूर से साइंस की पढ़ाई छोड़कर हिंदुस्तानी थिएटर में आके शामिल हुआ था। मेरी मुराद है डिजाइनर, डायरेक्टर, एक्टिविस्ट, मेंटर, थिएटर आर्किटेक्ट एंड फिल्म मेकर पार एक्सीलेंस जनाब MS सत्यू साहब से। 200 से ज्यादा नाटक निर्देशन करने के बाद और गर्म हवा जैसी तमाम कितनी फिल्में बनाने वाले सत्यू साहब ने अपने कला जीवन की शुरुआत बेगम कुदसिया ज़ैदी के साथ की थी, और हिंदुस्तानी थिएटर के अलावा इप्टा और दूसरी जगहों में भी उन्होंने बेगम ज़ैदी के नाटकों को खेला है। मेरी सत्यू साहब से गुजारिश है कि वो हमें बेगम साहिबा और हिंदुस्तानी थिएटर से जुड़ी अपनी यादों से मिलाएं, साझा करें हमारे साथ। श्री MS सत्यू साहब।
Very difficult to remember everything, but it has been a very colorful life. I met Begum Zaidi in the early 50s. In Bombay, when I came in 1952, there wasn't much of Hindi theatre. There was only IPTA, which was doing some theatre activity, और बाकी ग्रुप्स नहीं थे इधर हिंदुस्तानी ड्रामा खेलने के लिए। और मैंने सबसे पहले जो मेरी मुलाकात हुई मुंबई में वो ख्वाजा अहमद अब्बास और हबीब तनवीर के साथ। हबीब तनवीर और हम दोनों एक साथ रहने लगे ओपेरा हाउस के पास। दीना गांधी की एक फ्लैट खाली थी, उसमें हम रहते रहे और काम भी करते रहे। कुछ हबीब साहब उस ज़माने में कुछ एडवर्टाइजिंग फिल्म्स के लिए स्क्रिप्ट्स लिखते थे, कुछ रेडियो में काम करते थे, और उसके अलावा कुछ इंटर कॉलेजिएट ड्रामा कंपटीशन जो भारतीय विद्यावन में हुआ करता था तो उसमें हिस्सा लेते थे। तो मैं उस वक्त जब नया से मुंबई आया तो मुझे ना मराठी, ना गुजराती, ना उर्दू, ना हिंदी, कोई भाषा मुझे मालूम नहीं था, तो सिर्फ कन्नड़ा बोल सकता था और तमिल, उसके अलावा थोड़ा बहुत अंग्रेज़ी। तो इस वजह से मेरा ध्यान ज़्यादातर बैक स्टेज पे चला गया और हबीब साहब ड्रामे लिखते रहे और वो हम लोगों ने साथ खेला उसको। आई वॉज हिज टेक्निकल पर्सन एंड ही वॉज द creator of the play and director. So for some time we tried, but we failed in Bombay to establish any good theatre movement or a theatre company or something like that. So one day we said, let's go to Delhi, और हम लोग दोनों दिल्ली चले गए। मैंने कहा दिल्ली में करते हैं कोशिश और शायद हम थिएटर बना सकते हैं। तो हमारे एक दोस्त, एक जर्मन लेडी थी एलिजाबेथ गॉबा, वो एक स्कूल चलाती थी 8 हेली रोड पे दिल्ली में, गुनाट प्लेस के पास। तो उन्होंने सजेस्ट किया था कि ऐसी बात है कि ये बेगम कुदसिया ज़ैदी हैं और वो बहुत इंटरेस्टेड हैं थिएटर में, तो आप लोग उनसे जाके मिलिए। तो उस बीच में हम लोग एक थिएटर कंपनी वहाँ शुरू किया, उसका नाम था ओखला थिएटर, क्योंकि हम ओखले में रहते थे एक झोपड़ी में। तो वहाँ एक प्ले किया आगरा बाज़ार, नज़ीर अकबर आबादी के बारे में था वो सारा, और ओखले से जितने भी वो विलेजर्स थे वही लोग उसमें हिस्सा लिए, कुछ जामिया के भी थे उसमें। तो ओखला थिएटर ड्रामा हुआ आगरा बाज़ार, वहाँ बेगम कुद्सिया ज़ैदी भी आई हुई थी। उन्होंने देखा, उसके बाद उनसे मुलाकात हुई और बातचीत हुई और अल्टीमेटली शी सेड we'll start a proper professional theatre, and we thought of Hindustani Theatre. That's how the Hindustani Theatre came about. And in the meanwhile, Habib Saab got a scholarship of 250 rupees a month to go to study theatre. So he wanted to go to England at the RADA to train himself in theatre. और 250 रुपये तो बहुत कम थे, तो बेगम ज़ैदी ने उनको और एक 200 रुपये जाकिर साहब से दिलवाए। तो इस पैसे से वो गए और राडा में उनकी एडमिशन हुई। और यहाँ थिएटर चलाने के लिए कोई नहीं था, तो उस वक्त मोनिका मिश्रा बॉम्बे में आई हुई थी अमेरिका से, आफ्टर गेटिंग ट्रेन्ड इन थिएटर। तो एंड शी हैड नो वर्क हियर, देयर वाजंट a place where she could get herself employed. So she was without a job, a well-trained theatre artist, but without a job. So I suggested to Begum Zaidi if we can get Monica Mishra to do the first play of ours. So then she said to call her out. So Monica को हमने बुलाया, वो तो आई और इस तरह शकुंतला का फर्स्ट ड्रामा हम लोगों ने किया था। तो बहुत उसमें कामयाबी हुई कि नहीं है वो मुझे मालूम नहीं, बहुत क्रिटिसिज्म तो ज़रूर मिले हम लोगों को। उन्होंने कहा है कि ये क्या बात है, उर्दू ज़बान में कैसे शकुंतला खेल सकते हैं, और ऋषि मुनि लोग उर्दू कैसे बोल सकते हैं। तो इस तरह की बातें बहुत हुई और उस पर बहुत से हिंदी वालों ने, जैसे ऑल इंडिया रेडियो वालों ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया उसको। सो वी हैड अ वेरी मिक्स्ड काइंड ऑफ ओपिनियन। अब फिर भी ठीक है तो चला। उसके बाद हम लोगों ने किया खालिद की खाला, ब्रेंडन थॉमस के प्ले चार्लीज ऑन। चार्लीज ऑन वाज an English comedy and we staged that, and again that became a big success. And later on Habib Saab came back and he talked to us about being in Germany and all that. He came back and talked to us about the German theatre, especially Bertolt Brecht. And then Mitti Ki Gaadi was started, the Mirchakatikam. So we did Mirchakatikam thinking that we were doing something like Brecht. So, I mean, whatever we understood from him, we didn't know what Brecht was in any case. But we did that play using a lot of folk artists and urban artists. So you could see on the stage the difference between the two. Very distinct difference. The way the folk artists used to act and sing and dance, the urbans couldn't do it. So, but anyway, it was an experiment. And then she had booked about 70 shows in the steel mill areas and the mining areas in Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Bihar and Bengal. So 70 shows. So out of which we performed, we traveled in a special train. We had our own bogie. We lived in the bogie. We had a cook and we used to cook for the entire troop, and we used to bathe on the platform. The girls used to bathe inside the train itself, like that, we lived in that manner for a few months, and we performed about 30 shows. And at Ranchi, Begum Zaidi wanted to go back to Aligarh. Zaidi Saab was the Vice Chancellor of the Aligarh Muslim University, and she went, and we continued performing. And one late night after the show, in somewhere in a coal mining area, I think it was in Odisha, Barsua, I think, if I remember correctly, that somebody came, some engineer, after we had performed the show, he came and he was just talking to us, and then he mentioned that there is some Muslim lady, a theatre person who passed away in Delhi. So we said, Muslim lady, a theatre person, we couldn't imagine. Just 3 days back she was there, and she had just gone to Aligarh. And then we searched for the statesman from Calcutta, and we found the news that she had died. It's a small news in the Calcutta paper. So then I woke up the entire troupe and told them about what had happened, and asked them if we want to go back to Delhi. So they said, no, this first phase of 35 plays that we have committed, we will do. We will perform on the way back. So we will stop the train at Aligarh and go to the graveyard, pay our respects, and then go to Delhi. And this is how it happened. And then there was nobody to run the theatre, and Shama was also away in England at that time. She was in the Slade School of Art doing design, theatre design and costume design and all that. And then she came back. She also went to Germany. She worked in Germany in Frankfurt, and then she returned in 1961, I think, or 62. And then she was there. So we tried to run the theatre. The executive body of the Hindustani Theatre did not take much interest. Begum Qudsia was the chairperson of ours, and she was also in the Bharatiya Kala Kendra, and so her interest was much more with the Bharatiya Kala Kendra, not with Hindustani Theatre anymore. So we started, we call it the Hindustani Theatre Artists Welfare Association. So we call it a Hatao, that was the abbreviation. So we started doing the theatre once again, and in the meantime we had also come to Bombay. We performed Rudra Rakshas, and Shama had directed it at that time. So this was a whole kind of a dream which Begum Zaidi thought of, and we had got a plot of land between Old Delhi and New Delhi, in the middle, and very close to the Ramlila Maidan. We had got a plot of land, and she wanted to build a theatre there, a permanent theatre, and all this, the dream just got shattered with her passing away, unfortunately, at a very, very young age of 46. So we tried to run the theatre with our own efforts. So then we took a hall called the Panth Hall, which belonged to the Adim Jati Association in on Panchkuya Road in Delhi, and we made it a place, a permanent place, theatre. It was just an empty hall. We built a stage, we got some lights and put it up, and then we had little foyer which converted into an art gallery, and the Hindustani Theatre was once again in this way revived, and we used to have the art exhibitions, and every Monday a poetry reading or some things like that, and Friday, Saturday, Sundays we performed plays, and we used to rehearse there itself on the stage. And this went on for some time. For almost a year we tried to do this, but then that was also shattered in a way. They thought we were making a lot of money, and some people complained to Morarji Desai, and then he was the chairperson of the Adim Jati Sangh. So, and it was also closed down, and now Punjab National Bank is using that place. I mean, the theatre story is always like this. It's something very peculiar happens to all such dreams and good intentions of the people. So anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time, because this is a whole long story, and but it opened out, this whole thing opened out a new chapter in the Indian theatre as such, and especially in the Hindustani language. So, and its contribution even after 100 years, today, the centenary, it is meaningful, and that's why we are all gathered here to celebrate. And well, there were a lot of skirmishes within our group, and there was a little skirmish between Begum Zaidi and Habib Tanvir, and he was very upset about certain things, and she was upset about this whole experiment that he was doing with the folk artists, which was not working out, and so there was a lot of differences of opinion, and so he walked out of the Hindustani Theatre and started a theatre called Naya Theatre. The Naya Theatre came into being, and Habib Saab did a lot of similar kinds of work, and he did a lot of plays and used a lot of these Chhattisgarh artists, and till he died he was doing it. And as Atul told you, that he ultimately married Monica Mishra. So Monica Mishra also went away. So we were orphaned totally. So, and then I myself got interested in Brecht very much after what Habib had told about Brecht. Then started finding a way to see the Brechtian theatre. So Niaz Baba and myself, Niaz Haidar, the poet, and myself, we went to Germany. At that time, Germany was in 4 parts, and we went to East Germany. We got an invitation to be there, and we traveled together via Moscow to Berlin. And as usual, we neither had warm clothes nor any money with us, but somehow one sherwani somebody gave Niaz Baba, a black one, woolen one. So he had that, and I gathered some clothes, and we had ultimately, when we were in Moscow, this is a very small incident, so I'll narrate it. So we were kept in somewhere outside Moscow. It was raining heavily. We couldn't see Moscow or anything like that. We were, and it was all slushy land, and there was some hotel or something like that where we were put up for the night, and then the next morning we were to take a flight to Berlin. And we went to the airport, and Niaz Baba was there, and there was an air hostess, hostess to look after us from the Air India, and she came, and she was a Russian girl, and then he said, she ordered for the breakfast, he said, I want some wine. Now she said, she had no authority to serve wine in the morning or any time for that matter. So then, Niyaz Baba, you know how if those who have met him would know how cranky he was, and it would be very difficult for me. So I went to the counter, to the bar, and I had only 29 rupees in my pocket, Indian currency. So I asked the man if I can buy a bottle of wine. So somehow anyway managed to get for about 25 rupees a bottle of wine, and we had breakfast at the Moscow airport, and then we went to Berlin. In Berlin we were state guests, we were received with a lot of flowers and all that, and absolutely penniless. And we didn't know what we were going to do. And so Niyaz Baba, as usual, he says, looking around here, there, and getting agitated and all that. So he said, Niyaz Baba, what do you want? He said, I want some cigarette. Okay. So that lady who had come to receive us, she was the secretary in the Ministry of Culture, she said, why is this old man behaving like this? She said, you want a packet of cigarettes, and we don't have any cash, we don't have German currency. We had no currency. So ultimately, she gave, from her purse, she took out a packet of cigarette and gave it to Niyaz Baba, and then he started smoking. He says, oh, this is toasted cigarette, like Chaminar. So it was like a very cheap kind of cigarette, which he enjoyed. And then later on we were state guests, and we stayed in a dilapidated or bombarded hotel, half restored, called the Hotel Adlon. I think you must have heard of Adlon, which is opposite the Reichstag in Berlin, and now it has become a very big hotel. They have rebuilt it, and you might have seen it in James Bond film also. It is there. So we stayed there, and the wall had just come up at the time. The wall was built at that time, and it was under construction, and we saw the thing happening. So then we were able to meet Helena Weigel and Elizabeth Hoffman and people like that, and Eckhard Shah, who were all doing plays, and we had an opportunity to see their rehearsals and go to their workshop and learn about Brecht and and see how they rehearse. So ultimately we came back, and Shama collected a whole lot of photographs of Brechtian plays from all over the world, and we had an exhibition of that with the Safed Kundli being done at the Azad Bhavan in Delhi in 1963. That was the very first time a Brechtian play was done in India, and we didn't have money to make the costumes and all that even. So we didn't have money to make a set, so we just used, just like this, some chairs and things like that to show the stage areas, and we had our own clothes, and we did the play, and Shama acted as Grusha, and Mr. Saxena was there, who played Azda. So ultimately later on, we revived this play in Bombay under IPTA, and IPTA has done quite a few plays of Begum Zaidi, and about that I think Sulba Arya will talk about it. But the very first production of Brecht was done by me, and here, and where Shabana Azmi and Javed Khan acted. So today, Javed Khan will do a couple of scenes. I mean, just read a couple of scenes from his part of the play. He played the judge Azdak, and Kuldeep Singh gave the music here for Safed Kundli, and Murlidhar, after a long time I'm meeting him, he played the Kathakar. He's there, and so he's going to once again sing, and this play opened the Tata Theatre in Bombay. So. And I'll ask some of the boys from IPTA, Murlidhar and Kuldeep Singh to come on the stage and sing you the songs, some songs of the play. The prose was by Qudsia Zaidi, and the songs were written by Niyaz Haider, and I happened to direct it, and music by Kuldeep Singh. So, और आ जाइए जावेद साहब, आप भी आइए, थोड़ी सी लाइट दे देना, इनको पढ़ने के लिए मुश्किल होगा. So, I'll hand over. हाँ, आप कर दीजिए.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सत्यु साहब. और जो जिक्र आपने बेगम साहिबा के जाने का किया, और जिस तरह से आप लोग शोज़ कंटिन्यू किए अपने 11 और शोज़ उनके जाने के बाद, आज के दिन ही 27 दिसंबर 1960 के दिन ही वो जहाँ भी होंगी और ये सुन रही होंगी और इस बात से खुश होंगी कि भले हिंदुस्तानी थिएटर उस बैनर में नहीं चला, उस रूप में नहीं चला जैसे वो चाहती थी, लेकिन उनके रूप में बीज अभी तक फल दे रहे हैं. वो चाहे 86 साल के हमें सत्यु साहब हो, चाहे ज़िंदगी भर नया थिएटर के साथ हबीब तनवीर साहब रहे हो, चाहे जर्मनी में काम करने वाले इरशाद पंतजन जी रहे हो, या उनकी वजह से हिंदुस्तान में आए हुआ बर्टोल्ट ब्रेख्ट का और दूसरे तमाम नाटक रहे हों.